So yeah, it's interesting because Peyton now is developing a quarterback, in Bo Nix. And I think that we've seen flashes of, hey, Bo Nix has some traits, right, that they can definitely build upon, but he is still certainly a rookie. And, Sean Payton's used that line, oh, he's got the Ferris Bueller to him. He wants to do his own thing and all that. And, he talked a couple weeks ago about it being his love language, that Bo Nix starts going back and forth at him. So it seems like that partnership is really starting to take root, and it will take off, I believe. And this is one of those situations where tonight, where it's going to be on the national stage, we're going to get to see if Bo Nix can start really taking those steps forward in his development. Because, I mean, whether Sean Payton says it or not, this is a game he obviously wants to win. And he wants to go into the Superdome and kick the Saints. Like, that's just who that guy is. It's how he's wired. So I'm interested to see how Bo Nix steps up to that task. And if the Broncos do get going, it would make sense that if they are eventually one of these AFC playoff teams, Sean Payton's in the mix for Coach of the Year.
Because it would be biggest surprise of the year if the Denver Broncos somehow make it to the playoffs. And as I'm kind of understanding the pragmatic realities of the Coach of the Year award, and it's just biggest surprise of the year, is that
all right, well, we don't have to talk about Coach of the Year. Who cares about that, honestly? It's just a made-up award that we just randomly give to people. Okay, right. So before we get to the breakdown, I just wanted to say that I will be doing a live stream for the Broncos versus the Saints. Definitely check it out. Will be a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to it. So okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Broncos and Bo Nix and, this idea that, I don't know, Bo Nix has to show on Thursday night that he's, the dude or whatever. And listen, to some degree, there's some truth to that. And I think right now there's some angst because everyone's seeing what Jaden Daniels is doing and everyone is seeing what Caleb Williams is now doing. And I think Bo Nix has been developing little by little by little, week to week to week, and has shown me a lot of awesome stuff that I'm really, really excited for. But you have to be honest that the Broncos roster is a little limited, right? Like it just is. And that's okay, right? That's okay. I think what Bo Nix has done, considering the cast of characters that he has to work with, has been really, really good. It really has. And I'm interested to see how Bo Nix, for that matter, and the Broncos as a whole fare against the Saints. Because the Saints are they're in disarray right now, right? Losing Derek Carr was definitely, of course, devastating. And now they got this feisty, 4th or 5th round backup quarterback rookie, right? Who's got a lot of life to him, right? He's definitely kind of this, like, nothing to lose, take advantage of every opportunity you got. And so, it was kind of fun to watch versus the Bucs. But it's interesting because there'll be a lot of people will talk, right? If this guy outplays Bo Nix, right? And unless I'm confused, because when I'm making this video right now, it seems like Derek Carr is doubtful, right? It doesn't seem like he's actually going to play unless that changes last minute or by the time you're watching this video. If you're like, well, Derek Carr is starting, it's because it was recorded before Derek Carr is actually starting. So, just to throw that out there, just in case. But it'll just be really interesting to kind of see some of that narrative. And so I think there's some pressure to a degree. Also, right, Sean Payton does want to beat the Saints. He wants to go in there, right? I don't think he has, like, any, bad vibes about the Saints. I think there's still obviously a tremendous amount of respect and love and all of that. So it's not like he left there with hatred in his heart. So it's not like he's motivated that hard. But of course, everybody wants to win. The Broncos want to win. The Broncos are fighting for a playoff spot, right? They win this game, they're 4-3, totally respectable record, quite frankly. And the Saints are limited right now. They're really injured on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. So this is absolutely a winnable game. And this is not ever like the easiest. This is not ever like a perfect comparison, but the Broncos quite convincingly beat the Buccaneers, and then the Buccaneers turn around and beat the Saints, right? And so, to me, by convincingly beating the Saints, you show that any of the wins that the Broncos had aren't kind of fluky, because there's some people that could explain, the Buccaneers game, the Bucs are actually a really good team, and they just had an off day, and the Broncos were able to kind of get off from the jump, and things kind of got out of control quickly, and that was a fluke, right? And then versus the Jets, like, that was a rainstorm. Bo Nix threw for 60 yards or something. He's really not that good. The Jets are really not that good, but missed field goals, rain, whatever, right? Like, you could explain those victories technically. Again, I'm not saying I'm doing that. I'm just saying technically. Because even if you beat the Saints, you could still say, the Saints aren't that good of a team. But prove that you convincingly win them and just show, no. Yeah, we got a rookie quarterback. Yeah, we don't have a perfect team right now. But we took care of business, right? It's like a team beating the Panthers. And although I think the Saints are going to be, better than the Panthers, even with the backup quarterback. The Panthers or the Patriots, or I'm trying to think of any other random teams that are really not that good right now. The Jags, right? Like, when you win a game like this and you win it convincingly and you have a great day for your quarterback as well, it just shows that at the very least, at the minimum, there might not be super strong takeaways depending how the game unfolds, but it shows that you're going in the right direction, right? It shows that you're at least going forward and not backward. And I'll compare it to kind of the Eagles versus the Browns game, right? The Eagles wanted to really win that game versus the Browns convincingly to show, hey, we're going back in the right direction. We've had a couple, weird last few weeks, but we're coming off a bye. We're fully healthy now. We got to show everyone, and ourselves for that matter, that we're going in the right direction. We right this ship. They didn't have a super convincing win, right? I kind of explained it away and said, hey, we can make the argument that they had a convincing win, but they lose the benefit of the doubt when they had the weeks leading up to that. And so when you win convincingly, when you show that you're in control of the game, start to finish, at the minimum, it's showing we're going in the right direction. We're not stagnant. We're growing. Bo Nix is growing, right? The team is growing. All of those things. So that's ultimately what I'm looking for more than anything in this game. I want to see that the Broncos are continuing to go, because if this is a game where they get in a duel with Spencer Rattler or Derek Carr for that matter, I suppose, and it's and Bo Nix doesn't have a great strong showing or isn't showing continued progress, right? Then you're going to be like, where is this team going? Are they an inconsistent team? Is this definitely not necessarily 2 steps forward, 1 step back? It's more 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, right? 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. To me, this is just going to be an interesting game to be where are they? Where do they stand? How are we moving forward? How is Bo Nix continuing to develop? And again, I do want to emphasize, I think this is a harder journey for Bo Nix compared to some of these other young quarterbacks, just because of the support around him. Although Sean Payton is definitely a really big head start, Bo Nix, from my viewpoint, will be somewhat more limited by the players around him, and that's not a slight at Bo Nix. It's just, I think Bo Nix's superpower will definitely be his consistency and his ability to execute an offense. And that's just going to make you a little bit more reliant on the people around you. But when you get the people around you, I believe that Bo Nix will just pick you apart and will be able to execute an offense flawlessly. So I just think his superpower can take a little bit of time for everyone to really see it. So yeah, those are just some of the little things that I'm looking for. And remember, please do check out the live stream for the Broncos versus the Saints Thursday, 8 o'clock around. Definitely check it out. And those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix's progress, and what they should look like versus the Saints tonight? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.